Good afternoon.
Oh, wow. Documentary month.
Still in full swing.
On Why Is This a Thing?
Winding down.
Yeah.
Winding down or reaching a crescendo?
Are you sure?
I think that's what I'm going to go with.
I'm voting.
I disagree.
I'm feeling invigorated by Documentary Month this month. I feel like we've gone on quite a journey together.
Well, yeah.
We've talked about pornography, and we've talked about swimming in nuclear waste.
Mm-hmm.
And this week, punk rock
in Japan.
Nick, give us some background about what we're about to hear today.
So, we just watched a short documentary made by a friend. His name is Nick Romi, about sort of just the punk rock scene in Japan, which I frankly didn't even know existed.
Even though you've been to Japan, and that's like your area of expertise.
So yeah, I've been to Japan, but this is, I want to ask him, because I think he recorded this sometime after I had already left. He stayed longer than I did. And, I never came across this crowd in Japan. So I'm very curious to see how he got in touch with these people. I don't know, I would say pretty similar to the punk rock scene in America, it seems, right? I mean...
Well, depends.
Not really my thing. I'm sure...
I want to ask him what he thinks the similarities and differences are, actually, but...
Right.
This felt more like underground, literally and figuratively, though. Like you could go to far more punk rock scenes now. Like I'm going to the Webster on Friday to see a punk show. Actually,
Okay, but the thing about the Webster is
it's
a shitty venue that everybody loves going to.
That's the thing, but it's like oddly well known, is what I'm saying.
How is that different than?
Yeah, no, you're right. We're sort of. I understand what you're saying. We're sort of past the point where punk rock is like a taboo thing to like.
That's what I'm talking. Like
States.
that's that. Whereas like over here, it just felt like like no one was really addressing it. It just kind of felt like a niche little grimy thing.
That's
the impression that I got. Anyway.
I am with you, or maybe that's just this particular scene.
Maybe
Japan's a weird place, though, man.
it is.
I mean, it's a different culture, and I think the Japanese culture and the way that punk rock is like a reaction to that culture is probably different than American culture, where things are probably a lot more acceptable.
Right.
Sirens.
But they're coming for you, Nick.
Oh, you can hear them?
Oh yeah.
They're shutting you down.
Yeah, we got some raging wind out here, man. We got trees blowing around, and I saw a dog just flying through the air.
Wasn't that a thing in like Chicago?
What?
Like a few months ago.
What are you talking
Windy
about?
City.
They had like such strong windstorms blowing through that they were like, listen, if you have small animals, do not go outside.
That's fucking nuts. It's like the Wizard of Oz in Toto in the back of the bicycle.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Except no bike and the dog's just screaming. Like it's just gone.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
We did want to point out right at the top, we might have some new subscribers. We've been sort of attempting a push for increased numbers. And so if you're here, I'm Nico.
I'm Adam.
I'm Zach.
And this is Nick, so if you can somehow differentiate our voices, bless you.
Also, by the way, if this is the first time listening to this podcast, how about you give us an old subscribe? Go to the website, tooanythoughtsmedia.com or tmt.media. Hit the sidebar of the homepage, and that'll bring you to the podcast feed, wherever you get your podcasts.
And if you don't subscribe, we will track you down, and what will we do to them?
Well, like...
ask him politely to subscribe.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, like step on a kitty.
We will cut your your shoelace 2 inches too short.
Ooh.
Or we'll rub you on your left arm and then prevent you from rubbing on the right arm in order to balance it out.
Yes.
Yeah.
What if we...
We'll get one of your socks and just dab it with water.
Right. Or even better, take the top lip of the sock and just turn it inside out and keep the other one not turned inside out. So it's all uneven and shit.
I'm saying things that are like physically uncomfortable.
Yes.
He's just playing on people's OCD.
Oh, yeah. Whereas, like, I was going to say we go into, like, their houses and we lick all their apples or something like that. And we just leave it there.
That'll show them, Adam.
Yeah, well, yeah. I know. They'll never know. Or we spit in their coffee. Or, or we
hem their pants too short.
Yeah, we pee in their toilets and we don't put the seats down afterwards,
Or you get a little pee on the rim of the toilet and then don't wipe it off.
Yeah.
Oh.
So all you listeners, you don't want to fuck with us.
You better fucking subscribe right now, y'all. Yo, we are coming for your ass. All right, should we get to the interview
We
now?
will shave your cat.
Yeah, let's get to the interview before this gets too off the rails, huh?
All right, here we go. Let's get Nick Romi on the line. All right, here he is, Nick Romi on the other line. We were just talking before the show started of how crazy a coincidence that we know you, or specifically that Nick knows you. Nick, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
We're doing great. So let's talk about this story about how you and Nick met. Because it's insane.
It's just hitting me now how confusing this is going to be.
What do you mean? To the listeners?
Having the two Nicks.
Yeah, both.
Oh,
Nicks. Yeah,
okay. I
actually,
was gonna say.
when Nico said, "Nick, how are you?" I almost answered, and I'm like, "What?"
You're like a dog. Let's go Romi and...
Evangelista. Fuck it.
and, okay.
And the other one.
And the other one, okay.
Evangelista? No.
No, the other one.
The other
the
one,
other one,
yeah. So, yeah, let's talk about this story.
So we studied abroad at the same exact time, not knowing each other at all beforehand, having no idea. We're both from Connecticut, and we studied abroad in Osaka, Japan. And we just happened to be in the same like dormitory. They called it a seminar house. And I was barely there, as far as I can remember. I like interacted very little with everybody, not like for any reason. I just kind of drifted away from school at that time. But the few times I did stick around and hung out with some people, they started telling me, "Hey, there's another Nick." And I think Nick had the same experience as somebody telling him, "There's another Nick from Connecticut."
Yeah.
And then we met, and it was just like, well, what part of Connecticut? And the same part of Connecticut. It's like, you know, the Southington border, Southington. So just absolutely insane. Totally crazy.
Yeah, for those not in the Connecticut area, it's literally one town over.
Yes.
It is two people from connecting towns in Japan at the same time, named the same thing.
Yeah.
Which is also nuts.
Yeah, we didn't go to the same college or anything like that. Completely random coincidence. But yeah, I actually, Nick, I specifically remember I pretty much could only track you down at Beer Park. That was where we hung out.
What the hell is
Yeah,
Beer
There was
Park?
a little park right nearby our dormitory
beer?
that had beer vending machines.
What?
So we would all
Oh,
go
you should
there
have
at
seen
night.
Zach.
Zach's going to Japan right now. He just
And,
booked
yeah,
his
so-
ticket.
Everybody would pile over there at night, and we would all just drink in the park until the cops came and kicked us out, basically.
Beer vending machines.
Sounds like a
Oh,
German
yeah.
thing.
Jesus.
It does. And they literally called it Beer Park. The name says it all.
That's about as apt of a title as you could get, I think.
That's incredible.
Yeah. I was there. That was like that was my thing for a bit. And then I ended up meeting a girl like 3 weeks into being over there. And I moved in with her like right away, and I'm still with her now. Actually, she comes to America in like 2 weeks, and then hopefully a year from that, once we file some paperwork and everything, she'll be a permanent resident over here.
Shit.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah,
Congrats.
so things are crazy. So that's kind of why I wasn't really around. And then I was also shooting the documentary and working with a bunch of bands and doing some film stuff.
So you were there. You were there an extra semester, right? Or at least you stayed longer than I did.
Yeah, I stayed the full year.
Right. So when did you start making this documentary?
So with the kid who I roomed with and a couple other guys, we were all kind of into like the same like punk rock metal music. And I think it was like around the same time I met my girlfriend, like the 3 weeks into being there, we found like a punk rock venue. And I worked with a bunch of bands and my friends and doing music videos and filming shows back home in Connecticut. So I wanted to get involved in that over there. And we went to this show, and these guys were like so insane, super cool dudes just jamming out to punk rock music, going crazy. And I pulled out my phone and filmed it, and all the guys were like, "Oh, what are you doing? Like, put your phone away. Like, you look like such a foreigner." And I was like, "No way, I'm filming these guys. I'm going to go meet them." And everybody left. Everybody left me there, and I just stayed. I stayed and I met them, and before I knew it, I ended up shooting one of their music videos like a month later.
What?
So it was
the hell?
like, yeah.
No,
so
that's
it
something I
happened
distinctly
so
remember talking with you about, with how you made music videos, and that was my original like before you told me you made this documentary here, I was just thinking, I'm like, oh yeah, Nick, he makes music videos. Like that was kind of how I associated you, you know?
Yeah, it was so weird how it worked out. I just stuck around. Like I just went to one show, and then the guy James Ryan Kelly in the documentary, he was playing at that show, but I saw him in the crowd, and I said to all the other guys that I was with, like, "Yo, there's another foreigner. Like, let's go talk to him." And they were all like super against it, but I went up to him, and a little did I know he was such an influential part of like the music scene over there. And he totally opened up so many doors to all these bands and filming the whole thing. And his record label helped out with producing the whole thing. So it was super, super crazy, super like just unexpected. And I just kind of rolled with it until I got enough stuff to make a documentary out of.
So what's like the feel of the punk scene over there as compared to like what it is here? Like, is it? We were talking about it a little bit before the show started. It seems a lot more like underground and niche as compared to here, and I'm wondering if that's just like the particular scene that you focused on, or just the general attitude towards punk music there.
No, I think you're absolutely right. It's from what I experienced, it's totally underground. In like over here, I think punk is just like, it's kind of lame, to be honest with you. Like everybody's so like into their one band, and that one band is the punk band. Mm-hmm. And if you like other bands, you're not punk. I just feel like it's so like there's so much tension with the punk scene over here, and everybody's trying to be the punk who knows everything about punk.
Yeah.
And it's like, just chill, dude, to have fun, enjoy all the music. Each band brings something different to the table. And that's where like this underground Japanese scene, it was exactly like that. Nobody was like, you know, trying to be that guy or trying to be more hardcore than everybody else. Everybody was so pumped up to share their music with each other. And I think over here, like, I don't know, punk is like, it's like a style of clothes you wear. It's like, I don't even think it's about the music. And like, I don't know if it ever was about the music, because I'm 23 years old. I never experienced any of that, like, you know, 80s punk rock stuff. I've only watched documentaries about it, and they totally inspired me, but I was never there for it.
Okay.
But I don't know. That's what I think. I think over here, punk is just, it could be cooler. There's a lot of tension, I think.
It's interesting though, because like when you mention those old bands, and what becomes instantly obvious is that the generation that liked punk is now old enough to talk about how the kids are ruining punk, which is like the exact sort of, it's ironic because that defeats the whole purpose of the genre in the first place. It's
exactly.
Like, if you don't like punk the way that we used to like punk, then you're not really as punk as we were. And it's like, fuck off, dude. Just go for it.
Yeah, I totally agree with you.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It's like everything Johnny Rotten has ever said is just fuck anyone who likes punk today. I fucking hate him so much. I can't stand him. Oh my god.
All those old geezers.
Yeah, it's just like, shut the fuck up, man. Let me enjoy my music.
And put a shirt on. You're 70.
Well, that's Iggy Pop. You're thinking of Iggy Pop now.
I'm thinking of all of
I
them.
was gonna say that's not.
That's a little bit different.
Well, Iggy Pop. Actually, Iggy Pop's body isn't bad though now.
Okay.
Iggy Pop's in shape.
All right.
You watch Iggy Pop perform now, he looks pretty good.
Have you seen Repo Man yet, Nico?
No.
Okay.
Oh my god! So when I was watching this, like I kept thinking about a documentary we watched last year for our sort of documentary focused month, which was Hated, starring Gigi Allen. Do you know that? Have you seen that film?
Oh my god, I've heard of it. I might have saw it at the store like a couple of days ago, actually.
You don't have to watch it.
That guy's a. Can I swear?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Say whatever.
That guy's a fucked up person. He was a fucked up person.
He was
The
complicated.
movie's pretty fucked up too. He was not that complicated, actually. I think he's pretty simple.
I still have the image of the hot dog, by the way.
Oh, the hot dog. So Todd Phillips directed that movie.
Yeah.
And so like you and Todd Phillips actually might share a similar career trajectory. is your first movies were like short documentaries about the punk scene.
Yeah, so my inspiration was Penelope Spheris, who directed The Decline of Western Civilization.
Okay.
And it's like there's 3 of them. It's a trilogy, and they're punk rock documentaries. And they don't really have like a narrative. It's just kind of a live show, and then the people talking about like whatever they wanted to talk about.
Okay.
And that's how I wanted to go about this. Like, I didn't want to tell a story. I just kind of wanted to say, like, there's a punk scene in Japan, and here it is. And if you want to find out more, go there.
Okay.
Yeah, Hated is a similar thing, except there's more like pissing in people's mouths
And throwing shit at people.
and stuff.
And-
Actual shit, by the way. Like, just to clarify.
There's a scene in that movie where Gigi Allen takes a deuce into his hand and then chucks it at the audience.
Sometimes eats it,
Oh,
doesn't
God.
That's the thing. Yeah, sometimes eats it, sometimes licks it, sometimes just lets it sit there and ruminate on it.
Jeez.
All is shown. That guy made The Hangover, by the way.
So while like everything we saw in this maybe wasn't like necessarily as crazy as Gigi Allen here, like the stuff that these guys are doing is very counterculture for at least for my experience being in Japan.
Which was my question, though, because I was curious as to how against the grain this is with Japanese culture, because I have no idea.
I think it's more just like my girlfriend came with me to a couple of shoots to help just like translate, and to help get me there too, because I had like no Wi-Fi on my phone, so I had no way of like navigating to get to these places, and she was a little like uncomfortable around them. She's not into any of this stuff at all, and from what I kind of observed with other people, like I don't know, I don't want to say normal, but like I guess I would say normal people being around the punk rock culture, they kind of like stayed away. You know, I don't think it was really frowned upon, but people just didn't really understand it, and they didn't want to understand it. It just wasn't their thing. As far as these guys acted, they were pretty loud. They didn't care. Like, they weren't destructive. I guess the only really bad thing I saw was the Toko Toko Tontokos, the band where they're wearing like the paper mache masks. I wanted to buy one of their CDs after the set because they were super cool. And then the lead singer for Flat Sucks, who I got to know really well, he was like, I know them. You could give me the money to the CD, and here, just take the CD. And I was like, all right, fine. And then after the fact, I was like, he totally stole that money. He's definitely not giving them that money. So that's like the only bad thing that they did. That was it. So like they weren't bad people, but I don't know. I guess like Nick, like being there and experiencing, you know, like the Japanese culture, this is totally different from everything we've learned and kind of saw. But they weren't bad people. They weren't doing anything destructive. They were just really into the music.
So, I mean, yeah, I would say, like, it seemed like the entire punk scene was very, like, counterculture, very, you know, it definitely was something that I think traditional Japanese people would stay away from. But yet, when you show these scenes of them just talking instead of playing music, there was still something very distinctly Japanese about their demeanor. You know
right?
what I mean?
Yeah, like, they were... Like, that's a good way to put it. Yeah, I noticed that too. Like, just when he was talking about women, and just like the way they hold themselves, you know, they don't like lose that. I don't know. It sounds weird saying it, but they don't lose like that Japanese respect and pride when they talk. And like, I don't know. Does that make sense?
Save face, essentially.
Yeah. Like. It's interesting. It's definitely weird. If you ever get a chance, any of you guys, if you haven't been there, to go over there after watching this documentary, you'll see, you know, the difference, but then you'll also see the small similarities too.
Okay.
So what you're saying is that in the punk scene, because like here, there's absolutely no regard for authority when it comes to punk music. It's
right.
just, it's just total anarchy, which I guess is like the great thing about being in America is that you can just do total anarchy and nobody cares. But so you're saying in Japan there is still like a respect and sort of an awareness of authority figures, or at least just the fact that they're Japanese people with a culture
Yeah,
that is worth respecting?
So they were some of their songs. They're definitely speaking politically on what they feel about the government, and that's something that Japanese people don't really talk about. Their opinions on certain things. It's usually stuff that they keep to themselves and only discuss within their family. And these guys are doing this, for everyone to hear, whoever wants to scream their music and listen to it. So that's something that's different and that not a lot of people do. Mm-hmm. But besides that, they weren't rebelling against anything. They're following rules, obeying the laws. But other than that, they're just speaking out through their music on how they really feel about things.
Yeah, it seemed like just by talking about these things, which is something that is not typically done, they are being punk just by talking about them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the things that they're talking about here are things that we don't really worry about in America as much anymore. It's like, standing up for women. And even when he mentions the boy on boy action thing, right? So that was kind of humorous. But at the same time, in America, that's fine. People don't care anymore for the most part. Whereas in Japan, that's still pretty taboo.
Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
So they're a lot more conservative than us in a lot of ways. So I think really it seems like the punk scene there is just them standing up for and talking loudly instead of just shying away from these issues, which is interesting.
How political were the other bands besides, what was it, Flat Sucks? That was the main band that you featured?
You know what? I think the other bands were just there wasn't really a message from what I could understand, and I couldn't understand too much. But I think Flat Sucks, it was all political. I mean, their name is flat, normal. Mm-hmm. It's boring. So they're trying, they were pretty political. I don't know if Skate Mix was political, because I know James, he's very active on social media with how he feels about certain things in politics. So I'm sure Skate Mix has a couple of songs, but they're skate punk. A lot of the bands that I got to know were skate punk. A couple of them were metal. But yeah, I think Flat Sucks was really the only ones who were actually, talking about politics and how they feel about social things in their songs.
So for the most part, did it just feel like a bunch of punk rockers that did it not necessarily to rebel, but just because they enjoyed punk rock?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, and they would dress like that too. They were trying to make music that their favorite bands made.
Right. Okay.
My favorite moment with the Flat Sucks guys is when you were filming I think it was the music. Was that actual music video footage you used?
Yeah, there's 2 Flat Sucks music videos in the documentary.
Mm-hmm. It's the second one where they finish the song and they're jamming out, and the dude just sticks the microphone in the other guy's butthole, and it's just very subtly done, and I'm that is hilarious. That was my favorite moment of the whole documentary.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking it's you're talking about the one where they're very melodic at the beginning, and then they just become
and then they just start thrashing. Yeah, exactly right. I love that moment.
Yeah, me too.
Those guys seem so much fun.
That was super funny. Yeah, those guys are so cool. And I kind of made them the main focus of the documentary a little bit, because they were just such awesome personalities and cool people to be around, and they were the only band that I really became friends with.
Nice. How about those paper mache motherfuckers?
I didn't know what to make of that.
Yeah, I barely was able to talk with them. They just didn't want to talk. I think they were shy. I think me being a foreigner doing this, a lot of people were kind of not afraid, but just shy. I know Japanese people could be a little timid around foreigners, not knowing if I understand the language or speak it, and it's kind of awkward. So I wasn't really able to talk with them too much, other than saying, "Hey, I'm shooting a documentary," and figuring out all the logistics of having them on camera. But they were really cool. Their whole setup was awesome. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life. I just didn't. I had no idea what to expect. I had no idea that's what they were gonna do. I called up my dad afterwards, because my dad's super into music, and I was like, "Dad, it felt like I was hanging out with a unicorn and Satan at the same time. It was so weird. I had no idea what was like. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if like a unicorn swooped down on a rainbow and then the devil just popped out of the ground and killed all of us. It was so weird. I was expecting some weird seance, freaking ritual thing to happen.
I mean,
But,
I was completely enraptured during those parts of the film. It was just so bizarre.
I
there
love
was
the post credit too.
Yeah, there was one point I was just gonna put their whole set, because I filmed it like every song, every set, like unedited. I just shot everything. So I was gonna put their whole set up there at the end of the credits, just like an extra like 30 minutes of only them, because it was so weird. There's so many more moments that just didn't kind of flow into the documentary, so I had to cut them out. But I don't know, maybe I'll put that on YouTube or something.
Yeah, no, those performances were just like so out there. I loved it.
I mean, do you think it was like some sort of like maybe embarrassment or something that they were trying to cover their faces and they didn't want to be on camera, or like was this some sort of like alter ego that they lived? Do you think?
I think it was an alter ego type thing. Like, I think their characters had names and they had backstories.
What the hell?
And
Backstories?
Yeah,
What do you
like,
mean they had backstories?
like they had their own little lore. Like, you ever hear the band Gwar?
Oh, God, yeah.
Right, something like that. You know, like there was more
what
to
is
the
Gwar?
band than
You don't know Gwar?
Tell me about Gwar.
Oh, Jesus, look him up right now.
I went in on Gwar.
You will.
How do you
Nico's
spell
gonna
Gwar?
shit a brick.
GWAR.
Gwar. Oh, God.
Okay, so this looks like the movie Mandy.
Yes. Yeah, it totally does.
Oh my God. What is? Oh, geez, this looks like something Nick would like. Nick, you got. I'm talking about Evangelista, not Romy.
I'll check it out.
Yeah,
I'll check it out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You would definitely dress up as these guys. So these are just like these are like creatures. This is basically like a cosplay thing.
Yeah, like they claim to be aliens.
Oh.
And they have a whole, like, if you go on their website, you can read all about their lore.
That's amazing.
I'm surprised this isn't a thing that people do more often. Where they like.
Yeah, I know. You think it would be, you know.
I think it's a commitment, though.
Yeah, because it's basically like it's theater. It's like theater combined with music, except the show never ends.
Theater combined with music?
Yeah, it just keeps going and going and going.
That's like that. Theater is theater combined with music. What are you talking about?
No, I'm just like the idea that you're in character and in costumes and stuff, but all the time. Like you just never come out of your costume.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's a few bands that do that, but not to the extent that Guau does.
Yeah, this looks like a.
It's like Ghost does it.
What is Ghost?
Ghost is a Norwegian, I think.
Norwegian
band. They sing in English and everything, but their singer is Papa Emirates, and then they go through the various Papa Emirates, but it's the same guy.
All right.
So it's just a different. Every few years or so, the old pope dies and the new pope takes reign, but it's just a story that they sort of make up for the band. Slipknot does the same thing with their members.
Yep.
They have the masks and they are those people, but then when you like speak with them in interviews, they're some of the nicest people you'll ever meet. But it's I mean, it's just what they do.
It's like Kiss meets Comic-Con.
Again, I'm pretty sure Kiss is Comic-Con.
Yes. I don't.
One way to describe it.
I'm not giving Kiss any leeway here. No.
How dare you?
I did enjoy the song that you put right at the end of the credits, where they just kept repeating "Gaijin Smash, Gaijin Smash."
Yeah. And
So,
the funny part, that guy James is singing that.
That's why I had a feeling it was him. It sounded like somebody who spoke English. Gaijin means foreigner. So those of
And
us who were
smash
studying
means
abroad, we were
smash.
Gaijin.
Okay.
And I'm guessing smash meant smash. So and they, at the same time that they were like singing earlier, like everybody was like doing a harmony of the word die.
Oh yeah.
These
Yep.
guys are pretty funny overall.
Yeah, they were really cool to get to know. I haven't talked to them in a very long time. I'm like friends with all of them on social media, but I've been back to Japan like one time since, and I meant to hang out with all of them, but I just couldn't get around to it. But I sent them all DVDs. I dropped them off like DVDs at their homes, so they were all pretty pumped.
That's pretty cool.
What was the band that like was most within your musical taste?
Ooh, that's a good question. Probably Bypass.
And who were they?
Bypass, they were the more like heavy metal ones. Their set was relatively pretty quick. I can't remember what part they fall into. They're before the Mexican band.
Oh, okay. Oh, I like the Mexican band.
Yeah,
You
they
like
were
the
cool.
Mexican band.
They were super cool. But yeah, probably Bypass. I liked Flat Sucks, but that's kind of biased because I got to like know them. But my taste in music, I'm more into metal than I really am punk rock.
Got you. See, I like Pee-Pee because, or Pippi.
Pippi?
Pippi?
Is it Pippi or Pippi?
Yeah.
I think it's PP.
I think it's pee-pee, and I think that's actually my I don't know what that would mean in Japanese, but I have a feeling they obviously know what it means in English too.
Yeah.
Probably very intentional, right?
I think so. It's so awkward saying that name.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. No, they were good.
Just to clarify too, Pee-Pee was an all-female band, which is why I think it was kind of on purpose.
Yeah.
I mean, they were super cool. Actually, I have like a poster of all the shows that I shot at. I have like the original like posters that they printed out for the shows, the flyers, and I have them hanging up in my room. And like theirs is probably the coolest poster. It's got these really weird like troll type toys on it. And I don't know, they're weird, but like they were super cool. I liked how fast that the girl was singing, and it was like I didn't know what they were saying or talking about. And when I showed it to my girlfriend to help me translate, she had no idea either. But they were super cool. Yeah, I agree with you. I totally liked their set.
Yeah, it was cool.
So I want to. Or do you guys have any more questions about this documentary?
Well, we should tell people where they can watch it.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, sure.
So,
So where do we watch
Yeah.
it?
So the movie is called Danger Boys: Punks in Osaka, and you can see it on Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime Video. Is there anywhere else where they can find it, Nick?
It's just on Amazon. It's on Amazon in the UK and in Germany as well, and it's free.
Cool.
Beautiful. So I wanted to ask you a couple other questions about outside of this movie. When I met you and spoke to you, you hadn't been involved in the actual like film business yet, I don't believe. Correct?
Right.
So now you're in LA and you're working for a company that, you know, helps edit a lot of these big name films that we see in the theaters. And I know there's only a limited amount you can really talk about with that, but what's that been like? How did you get involved in that?
Yeah, so I made Danger Boys, and then I put some stuff on Reddit, like a trailer and a link to buy DVDs, which I don't sell them anymore. They all went out. But when I sold so many pre-orders, like I made money off of it, and everything that I like spent making this documentary, I made back within like a week. So when that happened, I thought maybe I could do film legit. Like maybe I could do this for a career, and I should give it a shot. So I ended up moving out from Japan straight to LA. And I probably did research for like 5 months on finding a job out here. And I thought like, oh man, I'm going to come out here. I'm going to put Danger Boys on my resume. It's going to be easy sailing. Everything's going to be fine. And it was the complete opposite. It was so hard. I had to like completely backtrack and start from the absolute bottom. And I interned at a bunch of places. I interned at like a documentary distribution company for a bit. Then I interned at Sumerian Records, which is a metal record label. Stuck around there to work on like a movie that they made. And then everybody kind of quit. All the interns working on that movie quit afterwards. And I just stayed. And I ended up working my way up to a photographer and a videographer. And I shot all these bands, all this crazy stuff. And then from there, I ended up working at Discovery Channel as an editor in the Motor Trend branch. So working on a bunch of like car TV shows, like American Chopper and stuff like that. And then now I'm at Film Solutions. And I'm not really explaining too much of how it all happened, but it's honestly just been like super, super hard. I didn't know anybody out here at all. Just came out here, giving it a shot, like the million other people who do that. and I was just pretty consistent on like saying yes to everything, every opportunity that anybody ever gave me, and it's opened up incredible doors. And it's been hard, but it's also been really rewarding and fun.
Everything you just I mean, that's kind of crazy. Everything you just described to me happened in the past 2 years.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty insane.
Yeah, when it was happening, it wasn't happening quick enough. But now looking back on it, yeah, I'm very fortunate that it only took that amount of time to actually land something, land a good career, land a good job. Because I know that's very, very hard to come by in this industry, especially that quick.
So what are some movies you've worked on that we've all heard of?
So, all right, let's see. Bohemian Rhapsody.
Ooh. Might win
Halloween.
some awards. Might win some awards tonight. Definitely not winning awards tonight.
What else? Okay, The Grinch. Pretty much all of the Universal movies. First Man, which I didn't really care for, to be honest with you.
Really?
Ooh, Nico keeps telling me to see it.
I think that's like the most underrated movie of the year.
I liked it. I just thought it was like, really? I waited this long to see the space stuff? Like, you could have spent a little more time up there.
It's a good point. A little too much time with the wife.
Yeah. I was like, all right, we get it.
Yeah, I'm a Chazelle head though. I'm a Damien Chazelle head.
Yeah,
So I just ride for him no matter what.
he should make Bond.
Ooh, good choice.
He should make Bond.
I like that.
I really think
It's
so.
a good take.
Yeah,
That's solid.
yeah. I saw in one of the credits that he also Nick did Halloween for something
Yeah,
for
he just
Halloween.
said that.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, he just said that.
I missed that.
Nah, he said it pretty quick. He said it very clearly.
Did you like Halloween?
I loved it.
Oh, cool! Yay! Yeah, because I really liked it too.
Yeah, I thought it was a lot of fun.
All right, yeah. I thought the same thing.
So most of the stuff I do is Film Solutions, the place where I work at now. It's we're a photo lab, so we deal with all still photography on movie sets and TV shows, and we also do EPK and behind the scenes featurettes. So like the DVD special features.
Oh, so this- I was gonna say
sometimes.
keep going.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say,
No,
this
go
is the
ahead.
kind of stuff that I buy DVDs for, because everyone here makes fun of me for still buying DVDs. And, yeah, I'm like the only
I don't
guy.
make fun of you for buying DVDs. I make fun of you for spending a shit ton of money on all of your Criterions.
because what he just, I love the special features. I love the behind-the-scenes shit. It's great. You learn a lot.
You get those with normal DVDs?
No, you don't. Not with the Criterions.
You don't get fancy folders though
No.
with your other stuff.
You don't. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, Nick. You can keep going.
But I agree with you. I buy DVDs too, and it's out of control. Like, I gotta stop buying them. I'm spending so much money on them.
I have hundreds. It's stupid.
But yeah, we do all like the behind the scenes stuff and some trailer editing. So it's a ton of fun, and our client list is pretty big, and we work on about, like, I think it says on our website, like 400 films a year.
Wow.
So we're working on a lot of the big movies, a lot of stuff I really want to talk about, and I can't. Like these past couple of days, it wasn't really film related, but it was more photography related. But it was for a client that they're pretty fucking big. They're huge. Let me try to come up with a word. Little kids love their stuff. They have theme parks. You kind of know what I'm talking about now.
Several across the world?
Yep, several across the world.
Okay.
I have no idea. Who could that be?
DreamWorks.
Yes!
Yeah.
Illumination!
And that was crazy. I've been up for like 4 days, just like doing this 24-hour, or not 24-hour, but people have been up like around the whole clock working on this big project for them, and it's been insane. But there's like all these weird opportunities that are coming up through things. I got to do something pretty cool with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Okay.
I got to go on their set, and I was just kind of picking up a hard drive with stuff on it. But I got to hang around set, meet the actors. I got to go on, what other set? Will and Grace. I got to go on there a bunch of times to their unit publicist office, like their production office. Yeah, it's been crazy. It's been super cool because, like, coming from Connecticut, I never dreamed of this. I never even wanted to come out here until I made Danger Boys.
What did you
And I
want to
always
do?
loved movies. Yeah, I always loved movies. So it's like I don't feel like I'm working.
Right.
Everything's just like super fun and cool, and I'm shocked most of the time. I can't believe I'm doing it.
Yeah. That's so, because there's so many people that go out there and it doesn't work. Yeah. And they have this idea that eventually they're going to live in LA and they're going to make it in Hollywood and everything's just going to fall into place. And they go with their 4-year degree from whatever community college and they're like, yes, this is enough. And then it's like, yeah, no, it's not really about school. It's just about hustle.
Yeah, I've seen. It's been weird. Like I wanted to go in a more creative role route. So I did like editing at Motor Trend and all that stuff, and I found that to be really difficult to land like a full-time, non-freelance job, and that was stressful for me being freelance, and being like temporary. You know, not knowing like, okay, when is my next gig going to happen? Because now I'm unemployed.
Right.
So I kind of had to figure out another path to go down that's more secure. So now I'm a unit photography operations specialist. So I coordinate with unit publicists and unit photographers with the hard drives and sending material and then looking over that material. Then like making sure the executives and the producers are happy with the photos and who's in them and they're able to look at everything that they need to look at. And I found I kind of like that more. I could always do creative stuff freelance on my own, but when it comes to like actually having a job, you know, and like health benefits and stuff like that, you know, I felt I just couldn't do freelance. It was way too unpredictable for me.
Right. I feel that for sure.
No.
Yeah. Not everybody's like Nick Evangelista.
I don't know how he does.
Who's just like, this dude's just like a force in nature. It just jobs just fall into his lap. It's crazy.
I don't think that's true. I think I would have failed in LA. That's for sure.
Yeah, perhaps. Cincy though.
But you know what though? The film is not LA. You know, like LA is not. It's certainly, you know, like the mecca of film, but it doesn't mean that this is where you have to be to do film at all. Not at all. Like you could be anywhere. And honestly, I would advise people, like, if you want to go in a more freelance route, don't come out to LA. It's absolutely way too oversaturated.
All right.
Oh, that's interesting.
We talk about
like you can make so much more money somewhere else.
Okay. All right. We as far as like filmmaking goes, I mean, I don't know. We talk about this a lot, Nico and I, on our other shows, that it's interesting that a lot of movies, it seems like it's easy to get movies made now, but it's fucking impossible to get them seen by anybody. Have you ever had that trouble? I've always kind of been like genuinely curious about that.
Like with Danger Boys getting it seen?
Yeah, exactly.
Not really.
Really? Oh, wow. Okay.
You know
It's
what?
just you, Adam.
Some people are just really good at it, Adam.
There we go.
I think I got really lucky. I think it was it's luck and hard work because I advertised like the hell out of that thing on Reddit, and I know punk rock Reddit is like super vocal, and it's either hit or miss. And if they don't like something, it's gone. It's erased.
Okay.
But they loved what I put up.
Cool.
And like I said, like I sold out so many pre-ordered DVDs that I made all this money back.
Sweet.
So a ton of people saw it. A ton of people have the DVDs. It's still going strong on Amazon. And I never did like the paid advertisement for it, like on social media. I just ran all those accounts on my own. I did a lot of reaching out to newspapers and magazines and podcasts, and I got a ton of features on it. Yeah. So it was all just like a hustle and word of mouth.
Well, hey, good job.
And I certainly got lucky, you know?
Yeah.
But I think there certainly is something to that of, you know, I think a lot of people don't realize that you can reach out to newspapers. You can reach out to magazines, you know?
Yeah, like that stuff won't come to you unless they like know about you. And if they don't know about you, then speak up and say something.
Mm-hmm. Right. And it's also like people are looking for content. Mm-hmm. There is so much room for content. And that's, if you don't understand that there are avenues out there that are not just like Netflix, Amazon, and Hulu, but there's also, you know, there are smaller platforms and there are smaller newspapers and smaller blogs looking to write about shit. unless you find those smaller outlets, you're never going to get to the bigger ones. And that's
Right.
a lot of things that people just think they're going to go from 0 to 100, and Entertainment Weekly is going to write a cover piece about them right away. But it's like there are other opportunities out there that could get you in front of just as many people if you're smart about it. But it's also impossible because it requires so much work, and people that make creative shit are often very lazy, and that's the other thing too, right?
Yeah, that's kind of true.
Yeah. It's just like if you write or if you like do movies or if you make music, it's just you're most likely a bum. You know?
Yeah, that's definitely a hard thing, like motivating yourself to take on kind of every role, and like the distribution factor, especially like when you don't have any experience doing that. But at the same time I was like distributing this, I was also working as an intern at a distribution company. So I definitely picked up some stuff that was useful. Cool. Like some little tricks and tips and things I wouldn't have done if I wasn't interning there.
So what other parting words of wisdom do you have for people that are trying to get into this industry?
Don't wait for anybody to tell you to do this or to like help you out. Just do it. Just grab a camera and go. Because if you watch Danger Boys, it's nothing beautiful. It's nothing, like award worthy. It's just my first really film. And it brought me to so many places, and you never know, who watches stuff or who will like it or what it will inspire you to do next. And the only way you can figure that out is just by doing it.
Yep. I like that.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Are you an Oscar person? You'd strike me like not an Oscar person.
I'm debating on whether to watch it tonight. It's tonight, right?
Yeah, it is tonight.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll watch it just to see if like the films that I worked on are going to get anything.
Do you know who's nominated?
Yeah, the guy from Bohemian Rhapsody, right?
Yes, he's nominated.
Who else?
Rami Malek?
Yeah, I don't know how to say his name. There we go. Who else? I don't know, dude. I couldn't even tell you.
What was the best Oscar movie you saw this year? Make a pick. Your options are Bohemian Rhapsody, The Favorite, Black Panther, Black Klansman, Green Book, Vice, A Star Is Born, and Roma.
I only saw Black Panther and Bohemian Rhapsody.
All right.
Okay.
But from what I heard, I think maybe Roma's going to win.
Yeah, we all kind of think that Roma's
Yeah, I think so
win.
too.
Not my pick though. I go with The Favorite.
The Favorite is awesome.
That's what I want to win.
The Favorite is really awesome.
The Favorite was fucking awesome.
Everybody should watch The Favorite.
Yes.
Nick, you got to watch The Favorite.
Nick would like
All
The
right,
Favorite.
I'll check that out.
Yeah, it's great.
But I will say, I hope like I don't know. I like Netflix a lot. I think they're doing awesome stuff, and they're completely changing the game for like filmmakers. Like, so I hope they win because I know a lot of the Academy people don't like Netflix. Like film festival people are so against it. But I hope they win to kind of stick it to those people.
We'll see.
They're just throwing money at all these filmmakers. It's great.
Well, this
It's
is
awesome,
why
yeah.
we were talking about this, and we were saying that we don't think like if Roma doesn't have a chance, it's just going to be because they're Netflix, and that's probably it. If they don't win, that's going to be the reason, is what we're saying.
Right.
Yeah.
But you're right, though.
I totally agree.
It's there's sort of like a weird dichotomy because it's the company that is both killing traditional film but also encouraging traditional filmmakers to do traditional things. You know?
Yeah.
So it's like it's killing the distribution model, but it's also encouraging artists to do stuff. And so I think the Academy and like other people in Hollywood are having a hard time with that. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Nick Romi. Thanks for coming on, bud.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah.
Awesome. This has been Documentary Month. And actually, we're going to say goodbye to you, and then we're going to wrap up some business involving the Razzie Awards because we made some picks for those.
Can't wait.
Yeah, so we're going to do that after the break.
Now, hold on. Do you know who won already?
I do.
Ah, shit. Damn it.
I just went online and I think I looked at all the categories. Did we not vote on a couple categories?
No, we voted on everything.
Okay, I might not. I must have missed writing them down. Anyways, but we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Thanks, Nick.
Thanks for coming on, man. Thanks for
No
reaching
problem,
out.
guys.
Thanks, Nick.
for having me on. This is a ton of fun.
Okay, so the 39th annual Razzie Awards were held this past week. We made our picks in all the major categories. The winner of this little game gets to choose a horribly disturbing film to watch.
Well, doesn't have to be disturbing.
Or any film.
The last one happened to be very disturbing.
I think the key is a film that will torture the rest of us.
He's looking at me, which insinuates that maybe...
Tread lightly, Adam, is all I'm saying. Tread lightly. Your nominees. Or here, your winners. Let's start with...
Well, he started with torture.
Let's start with the Redeemer Award. The Razzie Redeemer Award. Nick went with the Spider-Man franchise and Sony Pictures Animation for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Zach also went with Spider-Man. Adam went with Tyler Perry from Vice. And I went with the Transformers franchise with their new installment, Bumblebee. And the winner, Melissa McCarthy. And Can You Ever Forgive Me? No one's on the board, round one.
Shit.
Off to a great start.
I don't even remember that being an option, so perfect.
Worst screenplay, your nominees, or your choices. Nick goes with The Happy Time Murders. Zach goes with Gotti. Adam goes with Death of a Nation. And I also go with Gotti. The winner is 50 Shades Freed. We are 0 for 2.
Oh, no.
Going great so far. In the remake category, worst prequel, remake, ripoff, or sequel, we all went with Holmes and Watson. The winner was Holmes and Watson.
Yeah.
We are on the board, 1 point apiece.
Might as well have been no points.
Yeah, really, when you think about it, we're still at 0 points.
Yeah.
Worst on-screen combo.
This one's easy.
Nick went with Johnny Depp and his fast-fading career from Sherlock Gnomes. Zach went with any two actors or puppets in the Happy Time Murders. Adam went with Holmes and Watson, a.k.a. Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly in Holmes and Watson. And I went with the puppets from the Happy Time Murders. And your winner is Donald Trump and his self-perpetuating pettiness from Death of a Nation and Fahrenheit 9/11.
They went political this year.
And what else is new? Still no movement in the scoreboard.
Didn't we say that was going to happen anyway? That they were most likely going to pick Donald Trump?
Yeah, we did speculate.
And then we didn't choose Donald Trump.
Nobody did.
I think last year they went political too. So that's the Razzies, I guess. Worst supporting actress. 3 of us went with Melania Trump from Fahrenheit 11/9. Nick, Zach, and Adam. And I went with Kelly Preston from Gotti. And your winner is Kellyanne Conway from Fahrenheit 11/9.
Oh, my God.
So close, but yet so far. Still no movement
I
in the
also don't remember
scoreboards.
Kellyanne Conway being a choice.
No, me neither.
She was a choice.
I only remember him saying Melania Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I don't remember her. When I saw her win, I was like, I don't think that was a choice, but it's all right. It doesn't matter.
Worst supporting actor. All 4 of us went with John C. Reilly and Holmes and Watson. The winner is John C. Reilly and Holmes and Watson.
Neck and neck, guys.
Still no movement in the scoreboard.
Oh
This is
my-
coming
2
down
points
to the
apiece.
wire.
Is this going to be a tie?
No, I already know.
Worst actress. Your nominees or your choices. Nick, Adam, and I all chose Melissa McCarthy in the Happy Time Murders. Zach decides to go against the grain with Amanda Seyfried in The Clapper. The winner, Melissa McCarthy. And now we finally have some movement in the scoreboards. A 3-way tie for first place. Worst actor. I went with John Travolta. Adam went with John Travolta. Nick went with John Travolta. Zach went with Will Ferrell. And your winner, shocker, Donald Trump, Death of a Nation and Fahrenheit 11/9. This stupid award show. I
Yeah.
hate that they do this.
This is kind of lame.
He's not even an actor.
It defeats the
Or I
whole
guess-
purpose.
Or maybe he's perpetually an actor. I don't know.
I hate, like, the thing about this thing is it's supposed to be celebrating Hollywood or making fun
Right,
of
right.
Hollywood.
Clearly, they're not
And they-
taking themselves seriously.
They're just
either.
going. They're just going political.
Yeah.
Full scale. I really think they should have kept the politics out of it. But
Yeah, it's and also it leaves open the possibility that an actor or actress might show up if you give it to them. Donald Trump isn't showing up.
oh yeah, for sure.
It's
He's
just
not showing
it's
up.
so
That's-
dumb. Ugh, I hate it. And John Travolta was so terrible in Gotti. He
was
really
terrible.
deserves that. Worst director we forgot to do. The winner was Ethan Cohen for Holmes and Watson. Not Ethan Cohen, Ethan Cohen. And worst picture, Nick went with Holmes and Watson. Zach went with Gotti. Adam went with Holmes and Watson. And I went with Gotti. Oh my God, we let it happen again. Holmes and Watson win worst picture, and Adam, you get to choose the fucking movie.
Actually, that's not true. Adam and I tied.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
So there is a
I was
tie.
going to say, so Nick also
Oh,
has
that's
to-
right. You also had Holmes and Watson.
Yeah.
I realized I wrote it down wrong, and I wrote that Zach put Holmes and Watson and Adam chose Gotti, so I thought I won.
No, you didn't
But it
win.
turns out I flopped them. I flipped them.
Oh,
So
Oh
fuck.
shit! So there is a tie.
Adam and I tie.
Oh
Apparently.
no!
No. Okay. Okay. All right.
Still, we let. Okay, here we go. I'll do a tiebreaker.
Oh Jesus.
Why not you just let them pick one
No,
together?
because that's not.
Why
how
don't you
it
just
works.
let me do it since Adam did it last
This
time?
is a
and he's
game of
fuck.
cutthroat action.
Okay.
We're playing a game.
Tiebreaker edition.
That's right. Is it just Nick and I?
Yep.
All right.
Winner gets to choose the movie. Loser gets nothing. Let's do a punk rock person, shall we?
Punk rock person?
How about Iggy Pop,
Okay.
lead singer of the Stooges, the iconic punk band?
I'm getting it, Nico.
Okay.
I got it.
As we established, great body still.
Iggy Pop.
Guy looks good. Can't deny it.
All right. What the hell?
Okay, I take that back.
No. What?
Yeah, no, he does not look good still.
Look at his stomach
Yeah.
Ugh.
for reference.
Ugh, it's terrible.
Last time I saw him, he looked pretty good.
Nope, he always looked like that.
No, he used to look like that.
Well, yeah, but the last time you saw him, I can guarantee he looked like the first picture.
Oh, Iggy. Nick. Oh, I just realized we had you muted. Nick.
Oh, did you? I wasn't talking, so don't worry.
Okay, good.
Your guess. Net worth of
think it
Iggy Pop
takes-
and Drew Careys.
I think it takes 275 Iggy Pops. It's 165 million, right?
Yeah. You're
Yeah,
saying
so
he's worth
200
$500,000?
He's worth $600,000.
Got it.
Is my guess.
Adam Hall.
Did you just say $600,000
Yes.
for fucking Iggy Pop?
Yes.
Yes.
That is what he said.
I also know
don't think
nothing
he
about
knows
Iggy
who.
Pop.
Yeah, I just because I don't think he knows who Iggy Pop is.
I have no idea if that's a good guess or a bad. Like, I don't know if it's too high or too low. is
Did you
what I need
really?
to say.
I'm sorry. I'm looking at your calculator. Did you really just do 165
I know it's 1.65.
divided by 100?
I know it's 1.65. I think I did it, and I'm like, wait a second, what am I doing? And I know
That's like when you're taking a test and you're like,
Yeah,
wait,
yeah.
2 plus 2, 4. Let me just.
yeah,
that.
exactly.
This is the difference between getting into Yale and getting into Tunxus Community College.
You gotta double check.
Got to
guys.
double check
And,
your math.
and getting declined from Central.
Yeah.
He's okay. If that's the case, 1.65. He's worth 100 million, even though I don't even think it's that high.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not.
You're
No, he guessed.
So wait a minute. So you're going with 1.65 Iggy's,
Yes.
and you're going with 200 and something.
Iggy's.
Okay,
Yes.
Zach, go for it.
Yes. He is worth. Well, let me do it this way. You need 8.25 Iggy's, meaning he's worth $20 million.
Yeah.
Which means by technicality, Adam just won.
Wait a minute. Didn't Adam say he's worth 100 million?
Yeah, but we do it in Drew Carey numbers, bro. It's all about them carries.
You went way over.
I never understand your math.
It's all about
You
them
always do it. I
carries.
feel like you always do it backwards.
No, I'm not doing anything backwards.
Yeah.
It's what he goes with 1.65, which is closer to 8 than 265.
Okay.
So I get the pick. I already have my movie.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Man, you guys are making a huge mistake.
Bro, I don't make the rules, bro.
You're making a huge mistake.
I'm just the lowly host.
All because what? You making
Who
this?
invented this game?
That's true.
And
I think
decided
you
that
literally
this
do make
would
the
be
rules.
the tiebreaker. You're the only one on this podcast who makes rules.
Nick just really doesn't want me to win.
Nobody wants you to win.
It's not that I don't want you to win, Adam. It's that you don't deserve to win. You didn't earn it.
Well, yeah, no, I have a movie, so yeah.
Are you just going to dangle it over our heads like that?
I told you what I wanted to do. I want to do Roar.
Roar! Oh, I'm into Roar.
Let's do Roar.
Roar! Oh, okay. We made the right choice, Nick. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It's all going to work out.
It's going to be a double feature, too.
Yes.
We're doing Roar, guys. Yeah. Let's do this shit.
Tippy Hedren?
Yep.
Tippy Hedren getting mauled by tigers, right?
And lions.
And lions.
And panthers.
And
real
bears?
life. And jaguars.
Are there
No.
bears?
No bears.
Oh my.
Yeah, no.
Okay, I'll just give you a quick tease on Roar. I'll give you a real quick tease.
Nah, don't.
I will.
No, I'm good.
So this is a
No, I'm
movie.
good.
They just
I'm good.
It's no pink flamingos, don't worry, but you should
So
Good.
they got
We'll see you next time.
they got real tigers, and the tigers.
All right. Well, now that we're all deaf.
All right, subscribe to the podcast on the website, toomanythoughtsmedia.com or tmt.media. iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify. Subscribe. Follow at TMT_media.
Smash that like button.
smash it.
That's it.
That's inappropriate.
Y'all are crazy and also naughty sometimes.
Sort of. Naughty.
Maybe. Sometimes. Why not? When I'm feeling frisky.
Say it! God damn it.
Naughty.
Naughty.